Okay, thanks for watching. I'm going to give you a quick snapshot of the Midas Technical Analysis Indicator in a few variations that I've created here. I have a whole lot more to share with you once you have registered and have access to the backside of this website. For now, I'm gonna just walk you through a couple of details. First of all, the Midas indicator is designed to locate support and resistance zones. You launch it from an important pivot, and you want to monitor price carefully as it's testing into the zones. And so what we have here is the primary curve, the yellow line here, that comes right from the midpoint of the lowest pivot bar. And then you have a calibrated channel line, which will be from the low of that first bar. And then we're looking to calibrate the upper one after the first pivot high. Okay, and so you can see this line was put in place here. It provided support here, here, and here. Resistance in those zones, and then it broke through, but quickly found support in this area right in here. And you will see that, like right in here. Sometimes there's going to be porosity, is what is referred to, and there are ways of dealing with that. But it's worth being aware. We frequently do see tests that are perfect, that test right into the curve. A little bit of porosity in here. It's not uncommon to see a touch right on it and a move up, but we can't always expect that. So we have ways of dealing with that. Now this particular indicator is sort of auto locating important pivot points. It is deciding when it thinks that we have a trend in a direction, and then a trend in a new direction. So it's deciding that the trend is going up here, and then so we're launching the curve. It's nice to be able to do this manually. There's a lot of different factors that come into play. So we also have a copy of the indicator here that you can quickly move around the screen. Now, if you keep an eye on these lows right in here, you'll see that a launch point from this test down actually matched this shorter term up move really nicely. It missed a lot more of this one, however. So this is a component of the indicator that you have to get used to and understand in order to use it effectively. And then again here, this holds really nicely for this pullback. However, if we calibrate the curve in this area, you can see it really nicely captures this. It captures this pullback. And then also, if this upper channel line were to be calibrated, which we'll go ahead and do right here, you can see it actually caught a lot of these pullbacks as well really nicely. And then again, this pullback. And so this indicator is going to be made available. This is a premium version. I have a free version which I'm going to offer you for registering. It's not quite as easy to move around the screen, but it will allow you to do a whole lot, and it will certainly allow you to get familiar with the Midas indicator, and you'll be able to see the power of that indicator. Okay, so what we want to do here is launch a curve on a daily time frame, and we are going to go with the initial calibration here of this initial upper pivot. Okay, so we have support in here. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and look at this day. So we're selling off, we test into potential support. Then we're going to look at what we have during this day on a shorter time frame and how we could have used the Midas to locate some really nice long trade entries in the lower portion of this day's range. Okay, here we are on a 75 tick chart, and I was just showing you the test on June 24th in the S&P 500. This is just a random test into a Midas support range on the daily time frame. Just as one possibility, and what we like to do is wait. So we would have got at this point, this blue line right here is where we would have actually had an alert that we were testing a daily support range, and so we're going to start looking for potential long trades at or below this level, preferably. Now, we look at quite a few different things, but this will just give you an idea of the potential of using the auto trade, the auto trend identifier. So at this point, we have an potential uptrend, and we have a Midas curve launch from the low of that pivot right here. So these tests were potential buy signals, and we didn't get much of a run out of this, but we did have an opportunity to enter with a very tight stop right in here and potentially scalp a little bit out on these two moves up, and then get stopped out with maybe a break even, maybe even a small profit if we were trading 3 contracts. That's what we like to do. Okay, and so then we break back below and we're pushing down into the daily support, but we have a downtrend. So I mean, these are small scalping trade opportunities in here, and a couple of points in the S&P. We have a change in trend, and these little yellow arrows are giving us an indication that we are testing a potential Midas support curve, and simply using a Heikin-Ashi right in here would have been a perfect entry indicator. Or if we had other confirming factors in place, we could have just entered right in here with a half a point stop would have been plenty adequate. So you can have really tight stops on the tests to the upside. That is the type of thing that we're looking for. Okay, and so I just wanted to actually back way out again here, just to continue illustrating this multi-time frame approach to using the Midas. This is a weekly chart now of the S&P 500. So we actually started at the daily and then went down. We're backing out now to the weekly. So right in here, we have a dip into sort of the zone. We don't pull all the way back. So it's kind of a clue that we're gaining some upward momentum here. And as you can see, there is actual support, and I'm going to just calibrate this a little bit more specifically so you can see. Let's see here. I'm going to move this. So I'm putting the lower channel line right at the low of this test down, and you can see that bar. Sorry, this is getting a little. There we go. The lower channel line right there almost perfectly captures the low of this move down right here. Okay, and then we break above this high point and start to have a really accelerated move up. So I want to try, and then so we have a dip, a very shallow dip here that continues on again sharply. So I'm going to try to align my Midas curve with the low of this bar in anticipation of future tests. So we're going to start here. You can see this holds really nicely. That's our next natural point to launch the curve from, and you can see it actually holds perfectly here and right up in here. So we want to have, when we're during this week, we want to be paying a lot of attention to the daily setups, and that's what we're actually doing here. So just wanted to show you. This is the week of June 28th. And so we are actually looking at that on the daily time frame in our last example, and then intraday on the day of this low test, which was actually June 24th. And so you can see the power in the situation. If we're entering on a tick chart right down in here as we test daily support, we can scale in with literally ticks.
All right, register
of
below for a
risk.
free copy of the indicator in the
And
video.
I do mean a small number of
on
ticks
the
of risk,
website, you're
and
going
scale
to be
into a
gaining
weekly
access to
move
free
of this
weekly
type.
alerts. So when we are approaching important weekly levels, those will be posted on the website. In addition, and for the time being, I'm going to be posting when I'm done coding, which will probably be the next 2 to 4 weeks. I'm going to be adding daily alerts. The first 25 to register will be receiving a discounted pricing on any future premium products. That will be going forward permanently. Learn a new highly effective trading methodology that is complementary to most existing trading strategies. You will find that this indicator gives you a good indication of whether your existing method is going to find support or resistance at certain points. I think that you will find it extremely helpful in relation to that. Fill in your information below and join us today. I will look forward to seeing you on the other side.
Watch me now.